Apex Legends in 2025 is extremely difficult, so if you want to win or rank up, then having good aim and movement is no longer good enough. There are many other skills that are required that are going to let you win the game, including positioning, fast decision making, smart rotations, and mind games within teamfights. Now, all of this is really hard to explain without just showing it to you live. So I'm going to jump into some ranked games and give my live commentary on absolutely everything that I'm doing, the reasons behind it, and how my decisions can influence both my teammates and the enemies around me to give me more success. This is going to be very interesting for anyone that wants to learn how to get better at Apex. And yes, we're not going to rack up tons and tons of kills, but we are solo queuing this, and you're going to see how I use my understanding of the game to completely control the flow of gameplay in most situations. And also, when things don't go our way, we can still use that death to learn and improve for next time. Hopefully you'll learn something here, and if you enjoy it, let me know and maybe we'll do more. All right, we're landing in the center of the map. Now, we got to think about this. In a ranked game, when you land in the center of the map, people are going to come to you as the game progresses. They're going to keep rotating more and more into the center. So late game is something to think about. There could be a lot of third parties. Early game, it might seem easier because you've got potentially 1 or 2 fights on drop. We're going to land on this side. It looks like one team. I need to be quick with Luke because my teammates are closer. But late game, we have to be remembering the fact that there's going to be a lot of teams rotating in. Easy early game, maybe, but not so much late game. Okay, so we're going to go in and get a height on roof. We've got to go a kill here. That's brilliant. Let's try and get an angle of where that other player is. Here we go. As soon as we do damage, they're going to potentially think about leaving. Obviously, that other player's coming in there as well. Right, Ash is coming up here. We're going to take this angle with Ash. Here we go. And then push in. Hold this angle now. Just slow it down. It's a 2v1. You don't need to worry. Nice. Cool. So basically, what I want to talk about there is the momentum that we had. We pushed when we needed to. There's another team there. Okay. But we also slowed it down to make sure that my teammates were in position with a crossfire before I pushed any further. I was very aggressive to hold angles, but then I waited until it was the right moment to push. We've got to try and figure out who's where. I'm going to hold this angle with my team for now and hope that this team is trying to be a bit more aggressive because I don't have as much ammo as possible. Hopefully they push through with that. Yeah, they're trying to get peeks off. I'm going to peek this guy out on the window here. So hard one out there. So that's one kill. And then I'm going to hold this door for a second. If they push through. I'm going to go downstairs. Okay, they got the kill. Nice. I was about to grapple downstairs and secure that other kill.
Please.
Oh. Sorry, I didn't see you, Enoch. Sorry.
Bro, please. Fast, man. Maybe some other team can run us. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, sorry. Like I say, some decision making is going to be a little bit slow because I'm trying to talk at the same time. But my plan was to run downstairs and secure that kill on that player that was super low. It would have been out of line of sight of this player here. And I would have secured the kill and made it a 1v1 if the lifeline did get knocked, which I would have felt very comfortable taking. Luckily, the lifeline clutched. In that situation, I'm always setting myself up to hold an angle that I can take advantage of another player's aggression. One of the biggest things with this current meta is there's a lot of teams pushing like absolute crazy because they have the abilities to do so. The legend abilities really lean in favor of teams that are very aggressive. If I just set myself up in a building so that I can take angles where necessary, I can take advantage of that. For example, they all try to peek from different angles, which is, in theory, a nice thing to do, but it exposed one of their weaknesses. The Loba was holding this door. I heard her climb up, and that allowed me to create a small pocket to do a 1v1. There's one player on this door, one on here. As soon as I heard that climb up, I'm like, right, I'm taking this 1v1. I feel confident in my ability to do a 1v1. I'm pushing this Loba, shutting the door behind me, and we're going to face off. 1v1 right here, right now. That's all it's going to be. And then, once that isolated 1v1 is gone, I can hold this door and play my team and make sure that I'm alive. I make sure that I don't die no matter how much health I lose or have. I can hold that angle, but if things go bad, I can escape, right? If at any moment my lifeline and Ash got insta-destroyed and both the other two players had no health, no problem. I've already positioned myself in a way that I can escape if I need to. So micro-positioning in fights, forcing 1v1s in fights, and always having that backup plan of potentially running away because you might just need to. In ranked, it is not hard to go back and get your teams back up again. Is it like a bit of a, wimpy play style? Yes, but any good ranked grinder will tell you that one of the most important things is just knowing when to leave and reset. Right, we just got a scan from another team.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Another team here somewhere? Was it
Yeah.
Sparrow? So basically Sparrow's tactical means that they could be
I
anywhere
don't know. I
nearby.
see. One there.
Okay, we've got a scan.
It's him.
Okay, all the way up there.
Asian.
Interesting. They obviously didn't get a scan on us, so they probably backed out.
Yeah, I see there.
See what we're dealing with here.
On top. Two team on top.
Okay, let's go.
Yeah.
Go up this way. So now I'm listening to the guns, and I'm looking for the kill feed. I'm hearing grenades right now. No knocks from grenades. Grenades. Oh no, we should walk up. Okay. There's not really. There's no deaths yet. When you use ultimates, it tells people that you're thirding you. You don't always want to do it. We heard fights, but not potentially any knocks. So we want to be a bit careful with it. Yeah, I do think there's still two teams here. Knock one.
One knock.
I'm zipping.
Yeah.
We got to call in. Looking down below me just if there's any players down there. Now got height on them. I don't care. I want to bait that out. It looks like they maybe TP twice. Gonna have to secure this coil and then we slow down again.
Nice, good job.
Oh.
Two team.
Yeah. Slow down a sec. Maybe careful,
Yeah.
careful. So basically, we had a bit of momentum. We push, but always make sure to tame yourself and slow yourself down when you need to. Right. Yeah, let's go ring. So we got some KP. Let's slow it down a bit. We don't know what's going on there. We landed at the center of the map, so there is no knowing how many teams could possibly be here. In fact, I'm going to try and go back and see if I can scan this, but it is a bit of a risky one, depending on what if this team's looking at. I think we're fine. I'm just going to scan and then we go ring. Just so that we know. Okay, so that's the info. Very important, good to have a scan. Legend, we can just rotate through this way. But yeah, when you land at the edge of the map, you have more control over creating 1v1s against, one squad versus one squad. When you're in the center, it can get chaotic. Everyone could be rotating there at any point in time. You don't know how many squads could turn up at any second. So never feel like just because you landed safe that you're going to be safe. Yes, all the other teams could have landed miles away, but there are so many ways to travel through the map that they could be there. You don't know. So whenever you take a fight, honestly, whenever you take any fight, even at the edge of the map, be aware of the fact that there could be third parties. Just know that if I was over here right now,
Guys.
there'll be less chance of a third party, of course.
2, 3.
Got some good comms on this player, which is nice. We're just going to rotate through. We want to be barometer as soon as possible. It's a really good end zone where the team that gets there first is going to do well. In most cases, that's usually the way. However, sometimes it's a little bit different depending on the end zone. Sometimes you want to be a bit late. With this one, you're really benefited by getting there early because you get the height. Holding height in barometer is going to be really good. Holding the right buildings. Going to be a lot of potential teams here. What I think we do is we just zip across. Just so we can, we just get over there as soon as possible. That was not the most ideal zip though, not going to lie. Oh well. We just want to get out of this. This is a massive dome, right? Everyone's going to be looking down across it. People get stuck in this area. We just want to leave. Get out, travel across it. Don't spend too much time in this space. There's a lot of places like this in Apex where you just get put out. The longer you stay there, the more you're just going to get screwed over. Not a good place to stay. In fact, the reason why it's got a bunch of broken and abandoned buildings here is because the developers purposely made it that way to try and encourage people not to spend too long there, because in their data, they found that a lot of people were getting stuck there, and there was just massive fights happening for way too long and just ruining the flow of gameplay. So when you see a large open area with a lot of nothing, the devs have specifically made it that way to try and tell you there's nothing here. There's no need for you to be here very long. So yeah, just something to take into consideration about this whole place.
What's weapon? What's weapon?
We can go here in a second.
What
What is it?
Flash, from?
Triple take. Okay. I'm happy to
triple
take
take?
that. Unless she wants it.
Oh, sorry. Right. We want the.
You take it. No worries.
Okay.
Let's go.
Thank you.
No problem. Oh. Alright, 2 teams. Can we portal up here? We got 2 teams.
Nice, good job.
Nice shot, nice shot. We are in between 2 teams though, which is a little bit...
Reviving Ben.
Yeah, we're gonna have to portal, yeah. There it is. Gonna have to go through this because we've got 2 teams on us. Slide through, they grab cannoned over, no problem. Bad grapple, but that's fine. Yeah, fight these guys.
Yeah,
We're just gonna have to clear it out.
that's true. Yes.
This one not. They're gonna go for the finisher because we're in a little bit of a small area. And I don't want the altar portal to go away. I just want to secure that kill, get the loot. Right, we're chilling. Right. Could be a lot of teams behind us. We're going to rotate around this way instead. The original plan was to go up there. It's just not going to happen. I tried to call out for a portal, but it was a little bit hectic, and it didn't work out. No problem. Important thing is always to be flexible in Apex. Always change your plan whenever you feel like you need to. And never let yourself sit in a situation for too long, because you're just going to force yourself into a situation where you cannot escape from it. You give yourself less options. The longer you take to decide something, the less of a chance you have to adjust when things don't go your way. So we've got 2 teams fighting here. We can hold this endpoint and just kind of spectate this fight. Looks like my team likes to be quite aggressive, unfortunately. Is that guy outside? Oh, he's so low. We just still need to just be mediators of this fight somewhat. Yeah, okay. We can get on this building. Come on this building. Let's go. We can get height. Really good angle. Now we're going to be on height on both of these teams, so we can get a good angle on this. Potentially. Looks like they turned back. Okay, is my team coming here? No.
There. Oh yeah, under. 2.
On me.
Yeah, that's it. On the 3.
Crack lifeline.
Yeah.
Knock one. I'm healing.
One on top.
Yeah, as expected, they're going to
Oh,
pull
just
it.
on me. Oh, thank you, bro.
Gotta secure this kill. Don't drop down. Don't drop down here. Okay? Remember, we're playing for space here. Trying to get a space in the ring. We don't necessarily need kills.
Oh,
If they survive, it's fine. Although we do need to get for this building as well.
Yeah, good.
Okay. Yeah. So we're going to defend this building. Sometimes, remember your whole goal, right? Don't get lost in chasing kills if that's not the goal. We wanted to get a spot in this end zone, remember? Because this is a zone where getting set up early is going to help. Okay, let's stay here. Just remember
Yeah,
not to,
we can
like,
stay here.
Yeah, we stay here.
not to over hire your teammates with too many comms.
Yeah. Sniper. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, don't tire out your teammates with too many comms, but give them important information when they need it. You know?
One thing.
So we just say the things that matter. Right?
Activate.
Oh, no. Okay, this is a little bit dangerous. I don't know where that Sparrow ult came. So we're giving away our position here, potentially. I'm actually going to try and fight for this. It looks like it's ending on this side. Never mind. Okay, so the ring is pulling over here. All right, we just stay on the bridge maybe for now. Yeah. Oh, what the? On me. What the? That was weird. Sorry. My mouse sometimes makes me jump when I don't want to. But we did it. Yeah, there's a rat there. Okay, right. We're in a bit of an awkward position, but we do need to think about going to the ring now. And it pulled this way. I was kind of expecting it to pull towards the rest of Barometer, but that's fine. We can we can adjust on the fly. Actually, we're going to drop some of this energy ammo and just make sure we have some grenades. Grenades are very, very useful late game.
Where we can go? Where?
Well, very useful all the time. All right. Good comms on this team. Really good to see. So now we go up ahead. Let's think about the end game. There are 7 squads remaining still. That is a lot. There's probably teams up there. Think about how people are going to be moving in right now. We don't want to go into the very center of this map because it's going to basically mean that we're going to get sandwiched. This final zone, let's sit at the edge of it instead. I'm more focused on potentially there being people behind me. Whilst my team looks ahead, I'm looking behind. We're holding this spot. Going to ping for the defense, which basically tells people that we're just going to stay here, right? Once again, making sure that there's not any confusion between my team. Making sure we're all on the same page. He said, yeah, so he's got, you know, he understands. Great. It's not always going to be that way. We're obviously hearing fights happening, but I am watching very carefully behind first.
Oh, they're reviving there. Oh.
I want to see this ring come in and not have anybody behind me. I want to clear our backs first, because if we don't, late game, that could come to bite us.
Yeah, yeah.
We already have KP right now. Like, we can go and get more KP in a second, but let's just make sure that nobody comes and sticks up. Seems to be good. I'm not seeing any movement. So now we can potentially look at getting kills here and just cleaning up the lobby and making sure that we don't overpush. Most people are fighting in that tower, so that's nice. I'm still looking behind me because I'm not entirely convinced, honestly.
We can stay there. We have zone. We have zone.
Yeah, we stay here, stay here. We actually got the best spot here.
I know there, I think.
Wait, what? Ultra low. Oh, I'm very, very, very low. Can't do anything about it, though. Watch the evac, maybe? Wow. Evac. Okay, got a heal. Everyone's going to be looking at us because this is the best spot.
He's low.
Just try and get any... Like, there's going to be a lot of isolated fights. We just got to try and secure any kills that we can right now. The only spot here is right down here. Yeah. Yeah, we may as well just stay behind this grav cannon now then. Everyone's trying to create space for themselves in the next ring. But there's still 6 squads, so... Just need to be alert and make sure that no one pushes right up on us. Just hold angles. There's not really any major fights going on right now. Someone behind there, yeah. Low, that one's low. I can slide here out of line of sight of the big tower and try and get a kill on this guy.
Oh. Oh, bien. Guys.
Okay, this is a bit of a situation here.
Nice. Last one.
Nice, okay. Gotta hold this spot and then zip back. Fortunate. Gonna nade this.
Nice.
Okay,
Bien.
gonna ping for shields because I don't have any. Gonna ping again. Oh, this is unfortunately we're gonna die. We got a little bit caught out. Gonna go for the armor swap with my teammate. And somehow we're still taking shields from the lifeline drone. This is very interesting. The closest team is going to be right here, fortunately. Gonna have to wait for this to clear and see where they are. Yeah, there they are. Just secure any kills. Lower the lobby. See if there's a beacon there. No, there isn't. All right. Just hold this spot. 2 boxes there. Do you have any shield bats?
Yeah.
Oh, he's close and he's low. Actually, I can't really peek that.
I give you 2.
Thank you. Brute. Actually, try to push that. I might try and beak it. Yep.
She's low. She's low.
Oh, she's dead. Okay. Interesting.
Second one.
Bit of an awkward situation because I keep trying to climb and this gets in the way, but we did it. Alright, so it's 2 players left.
She's crazy.
I'm gonna actually zip over here.
Stop.
Okay.
Come help me. Yeah, help me.
Oh, my bad.
That's crazy.
I missed the grapple, dude. Yeah, like I say, I keep trying to jump and it's not really... I don't know if it's my mouse or what. But I'm not jumping. It's not jumping when I want to. Should have slowed it down there. There was no need for me to grapple out of height. I should have tried to figure out where the other team was. Once again, there's always a way to learn every time you die.
Nice try, bro. GG.
Nice try.
Yeah.
Next time,
Nice try, man.
I don't grapple out of position. I thought maybe we could get a res off. I could have asked my teammate if he had a beacon first, which he did. I just didn't ask for it. And then we wouldn't have been dead. I wouldn't have died. So, you know, right there. And I'll try and get my mouse actually working next time. So the number one thing to do when you land down, obviously, is to look where players are. But you don't have anybody near, actually, for a long while. So we're pretty fine to loot. Now, when you're looting, I know this sounds crazy, but there are a couple things to actually think about. Don't land next to your team. If the POI is safe, you know, nobody is there, definitely don't look at your team. Go elsewhere. You know, we got all this space. Let's let them loot up there, and it's more efficient that way. So, my teammates just pinged that there's an enemy here, so we're gonna... Oh, yeah, we got an angle on this. So immediately I'm scanning for the left before I peek that, just to make sure there's not another team peeking. And the number one priority then is to try and secure the kill on the down player. 2 reasons. It makes sure that we get the KP before they get rezzed. And secondly, they're not going to get teleported. We need to rotate through and try and flank round. It's a 2v2 here. Oh no, it's a different team. Alright, we need to be very quick here. We just heard a zipline, which means a player just went on the roof. Basically, we need to... Okay, they got the res. Let's secure this kill. We've got my ult if I need to step away here. So we're going to stick behind this rock and try and figure out what's going on. As I heal, I'm scanning the area. And not just looking the same way. I'm scanning, trying to figure out what goes on. We got the sound cue earlier that seems to suggest a player probably zipped up to the top. Still don't know if it was a unorganized single squad or 2 teams. It could well be that it was a unorganized squad. That player zipped up, and if they did zip up, let's think about where they would have gone. Most likely they would have tried to run away to the nearest respawn, which would be over here at this point. Trying to scan the area, see if we can spot someone. I just saw someone there. So my assumption now is the final player's over there. With that knowledge, I'm just going to go back to loot. It could be a different team that I just saw, but I'm feeling pretty confident that judging the information that we got from that situation, we got pushed by a squad. They were pretty disorganized on the way that they pushed. We got 2 knocks, and a player went away. So I'm going to go back to looting this player. Now we have a bit of loot. Think about the location of the ring. Checkpoint. So we're actually going to rotate through North Pad. We do not have a survey beacon, but I'm going to ping to my team to let them know that I want to go that way. Watson just pinged that there was an enemy there. That's interesting. We can try and get a little bit closer and see what we can see. That's quite a close ping here. So let's see if we can see something. I'm looking. Right, they seem to be pretty far. What I'm going to do is we're going to take the trident. Good tip if you want to get your team to move with you. You just get in the trident. And then you just beat the horn. And everyone just kind of gets in. Most of the time. They just get in. It's really weird. If you feel like your team isn't rotating the way that you want them to, just get in a trident. Put down a Pathfinder zipline. Or a Valk ult. That will usually do it. So we're going to move up here. I'm saving my boost for if we get shot. I'm trying to bait out and draw. I want people to shoot us. I want kills, basically. So we're going nice and slow. Okay, we're getting up here. Apparently they've seen somebody, so change of plan. But sometimes I like to go around in the trident because I know it's noisy. And I know people are going to be shooting at me. And I want to take fights. This time it didn't really happen. We don't have the survey beacon, so we don't have the opportunity to sort of figure out where players are. So we've obviously got a scan on the ring. Now, the most obvious route, right, would just be going all the way down here, straight into the center. But that's kind of the direction everyone else is going. So if we rotate around this way, like this, in a big circle, we're going to be catching out the players that are a little bit slow, lagging behind a little bit, that may have been looting or fighting at the edge of ring, and they're going to be going in slower and potentially have some more isolated fights. Whereas most players are going to be moving into the center already directly because it's just the most normal, predictable route for players to take. And most average players will just go straight towards the ring in a pretty straight line, and then we just hear people here. You're almost not that player. So we're not going to be able to go up there, but we can go around. And we can use the trident. So once again, this could be a potential isolated fight. If we take a fight here, there's no one to third party us from this direction, right? A whole section of the map is safe for us. So we can put our back against that area and actually take a fight without the risk of third parties. That's why rotating through this way is going to give us more opportunities to fight. Gotta wait for her to upgrade her weapon. And then we're going to go catch these players off guard. They'll be in the wall. Right, let's go. Oh. Alright. So yeah, like we said, we're going to take this fight here. There's not going to be as much chance of a third party because look at the open space behind us that's in the ring. No one's going to be there. Right? We're going to expect them to be here. Like I said, most people are just going to be traveling through the ring. We're using the trident as a bit of a bait once again to just hear out things. And we're actually hearing shots here. Two teams, let's fight. Right, I've got my ult ready. I used comms there just to let people know that we're going to fight because we had 2 grenades. You may have not heard it, but I did hear it with my headphones. So we're now going to get on height. Looking to fight here, but potentially just getting height so we're always on a good position. Scanning the area, scanning the area. Don't actually see anything. I wonder if they're holding this angle in here and they're baiting us out with nades. They might be. Usually when you take these kind of fights, yep, that's it. They were baiting us out. Okay, cool. So they were trying to bait us out. That's fine. We're going to try and take this fight now then. I've got my ult. I've got 3 arc stars. So I'm going to think about how I could use my abilities potentially to create an opening. This is fine. The good thing about taking damage, right? Because they're not coming out of their hidey hole. We take damage, and that creates the aggression for them. Nice. There we go. In we go. I don't know why I couldn't dive there. That was weird. Slide out. Good job. 1 HP. Yeah, so the push and pull of fights will happen a lot. And you've got to learn when you go in and go out. Sometimes taking damage can be a good thing. Because when you take damage, it encourages the enemies to be aggressive. In that situation, I kind of just wanted to take some damage. They were playing super defensive. It wasn't really a very easy opportunity for us to go and enter that because they hold the angles. So the best thing we could have actually done is sort of put ourselves in a position where we can take damage by peeking, but in a way that's controlled so that we take the damage. They're going to feel like, oh my God, we did a load of damage. Let's go and push them. Let's leave our defense to go and push them. We had the Watson fence up, so I felt safe. I made sure that my team was on a crossfire. They were holding the other side of the door, so I could sit in that position and be vulnerable and make a bit of pressure on the enemies to feel like this is our chance to actually get kills here. And we used that as a bit of an advantage. There was a bit of a silly moment where I tried to throw an arc star and somehow I forgot to throw it before I dashed back. And I mean, you know, mistakes were made there. But regardless, that is a bit of the push and pull of fights that can happen in Apex simply by just taking damage and being out of position. I made that team trip up. And my teammates actually very well cleaned up there and did a really good job. Now, there's a team here. They're looking that way. We're going to hold this spot for now. Think about where this ring goes. This is potentially a fight for us. Once again, it's on the edge of the ring. But we do have one thing to consider. We got this spot up here that we could definitely get thirded by. People are going to be moving in from the bottom. And the ring is right here. So if we push down to take this fight, it's going to be a little bit difficult. Because we're going to have teams from behind. What is probably best is we go and clear out our backs. It's going to be somewhat in the ring. And I feel a bit more safe clearing this angle first. If we make sure that there's nobody up here, and we wait till this ring closes in, and we take control of height. That's what I want to do. I want to take control of height for this ring. We've got a Watson, but now we're going to take the spot. Because there's definitely going to be people that will rotate late game, and they are certainly going to take the zip line or come up this hill. So for now, let's defend here. And late game, we can hold this point as a bottleneck and then take control of height once this ring comes in. This gives times for the other teams to rotate into the area, because right now there's only one team in Cascade Falls, and they've set up with a rampart defense. There's no point us fighting that. We don't need to do anything. Here's our team. Here's our first victim. Let's wait. There's a team. They might come up the zip line. Very easy. Just use comms to just make it clear what your intention is, because otherwise people don't know. You don't need to say much. Just say a little bit. They may not speak much English, but they're playing games online. They probably know a little bit. Now we're going to wait. They might come up this way. They might go to the right. They may have seen us. Hide, hide, hide. They might be coming. Just once again, repeating the comms. I'm happy to get kills on this squad. If we see the zipline starting to vibrate, then we know they're coming. We're trying to go for the win, remember? Gonna peek again. Because I'm not hearing anything. It looks like another team coming in now. They're looking at that way. So we want to hold this off. This spot is actually in the ring, so they don't have much need to go this way. They just scanned us. We're still in the ring, though. They're looking our way now. I'm going to look down this way and make sure that there's not anyone coming here. And then we're going to be fine. And we're going to hold this spot for the late game. Essentially. Making sure there's no one around. They didn't come up. That's fine. They're going to stay there by the looks of things. They might come up now. I'm going to res. They could teleport on us. We do need to be aware of that. That team actually has the ring now. They don't have much reason to stay there. What we're actually going to do is come out this way. So we're going to wait for the Watson to get healed. I'm going to make sure it's safe and rotate us through this way. And I'm probably going to use my ult. Not because it's a good time to use my ult, but I want to encourage my team to push away and rotate a bit of a more safe way. But this is a bit of a change of plan. That guy just got knocked. Interesting. Maybe we can just rotate down through this hill. That'd be a better look. We have 47 seconds. We have to be aware of that. We have a rotate now, or we push this squad. I think it's better we push this squad. Never mind. They got a Kraber. Okay. Right, I'm going to res this. I'm going to go around. They're pushing us. Fine. Gotta fight. Nothing else we can do. Actually, probably best I just leave. And if they come through here, it's a 1v3 now. But we're going to leave. And basically, we're just going to have to use this opportunity to escape. There's a team there, though. Right, we are now a rat. Hopefully this other team starts fighting each other. They are. That's great. So they've got a lot of aggression on them. Their adrenaline is going. They've got 2 knocks on a team. They're going to be thinking, oh, look, let's go and push this final Ash. They're going to come through my portal. The situation we're in now, both teams are essentially fighting each other, with one team on height being defensive. What I would like to do is get the banners, but it's probably unlikely. However, for now, there is one player on my roof, or at least one team, and we managed to escape. With the situation that we had, there was no way we could have 1v3'd that unless we were crazily lucky. The Sparrow ult came down. Nothing much we could have done. Now what we're going to do is just take advantage of the team on this roof, let them duke it out, and think about an escape plan if someone comes through this door. We've got 2 doors here, one down there. As you can see, there's not much of a room potential for us to escape. What's really interesting is the player on my roof doesn't seem to know that I'm here. So what that means is I can use their matter of unawareness to my advantage. And just basically, I'm using their house for free right now. Free rent, right? So we just got to stay still and not make too much noise, or we're going to be kind of giving away our position. Even crouching around sometimes gives away sounds. So now we're going to listen out to see if they rotate. They could be coming inside here. Do need to be careful.
5 seconds until the ring closes.
The goal here now, I'm hoping that this is a full squad above me. And they're going to rotate into the ring. And I can use them as a way to gather attention. As they rotate, I'm going to just rotate slightly behind them. And they're going to do all the hard work for me.
30 seconds.
And that's how we rat and get a few more points here. They are now directly above me, though. Someone just came through the door upstairs. So we're just going to crawl. Okay. Fortunately, we have been seen. Does mean they probably know that I'm here.
The ring.
Gonna wait here. This might be a chance that we die here. They come through that way. Okay. Yeah. Best we could have done in that situation. We had one little moment of hesitance. We should have rotated around the other side of the map, which would have been safer. Would have had more time to do it. Because I hesitated, it put us into a situation where we were forced to go away that may not have been safe. So, usually, take control. Take routes through the map that you have control of when you have the time to do it. Otherwise, you're going to be forced into doing it when you don't have the freedom to be as safe. Well, you know, every time you die, it's a lesson. All right, there we have it. 2 games back to back of me explaining my thought process. Hopefully, it will allow you to think about Apex in a little bit of a different way. Should I do more of this, potentially for specific legends? Maybe we could do specific legend guides and commentaries on how to play them. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you in the comments. Cheerio.